What is going on, members of the Shy Guy Squad? My name is Dan, and welcome to this Pokemon Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire post-commentated Wi-Fi battle. Here is an OU battle against your boy Joey PokeaimMD, and he's using a Kyurem Black Manaphy Garchomp, Latios, Talonflame, and Scizor team, and I'm using my standard OU team with Latios, Lopunny, Magmatran, Game Boy H2O, just the Weavile, and Common Zapdos. So without further ado, why don't we just jump into the battle and see how it went. So Joe was looking for battles on Twitter, and me with my fast type keys, I tapped my FC and IGN, we were good to go. So he leads off with Godzilla, the Kyurem Black, that's what that thing is. It's a Kyurem Black, and I lead with Latios, so my first instinct here is just, you know what? Drop a Draco. It's simple as it gets, just drop a Draco. No reasons for making huge turn 1 predictions. So I just said, fine, drop a Draco. And, I mean, this Talonflame's gonna take a metronomic fuck ton of damage. Taking it down to 20%-ish, which makes me assume, well, not even assume, because a normal Talonflame would not be able to take that. So this is definitely especially defensive Talonflame. Some variant, as he ups to go for the Roost, and this turn I am gonna go for the I think I'm for the Psyshock to hit on the physical defensive side, as he doesn't have that much physical defense. That's -2, and it's still a decent amount, but this is definitely a defensive Talonflame, probably like the Willow Roost bulk up Brave Bird set. As I'm just going to switch here because Latios may come in handy a little bit later, and I can't really do anything to this Talonflame at this point. So switching to a Zapdos here, as I'm assuming he only has the one offensive move, being Brave Bird, which makes Zapdos easily scare him out. And I know I did a huge misplay later on in the game with this exact Zapdos, and I kind of were really stupid about it because he has a Scizor, and probably my only check is Zapdos. But at this turn, I'm going to go for the Volt Switch, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm going to go for a Volt Switch this turn. Get myself no, I Hard Switched. Oh yeah, that's right, I predicted Garchomp. I'm all over the place here. Now, I switch into Weavile, you know, because, like, maybe scare him out because of the thought of Low Kick. As I think his Latios had Light Metal? Or no, not Latios. That's mine. Scizor. I think the Scizor is Light Metal Scizor. But I'm just going to go for the knockoff here, expecting a switch, and as you can see, that did, I don't know, 35-40%? I mean, I can't say it on Scizor for shit, because, you know, so I'm just going to quickly switch into my Game Boy H2O here, as he's going to hit that Mega Evolution, get his pinchy hands that nobody wants to get struck with, and he's flapping his wings, pretty slowly, but he's flapping them. As he goes for the U-turn here, retaliating, gaining some momentum again, because, you know, we all know is Joey Pokeaim, and you don't take the momentum from him, because he will take that momentum back, and switching into Godzilla. Now this thing is a problem, because of Terravolt. Now in case you don't know what Terravolt does, it's basically Mold Breaker, and it can hit levitating Pokemon. Now Rotom has one weakness, in Grass, but with Mold Breaker, it's weak to Earth Power. So I'm just going to quickly dip out of here and switch into my Heatran. Now, some of you may be like, that's stupid, but I have an Air Balloon. So I'm going to avoid the Earth Power right there, as he's just going to go for, he's going to go for the Ice Beam pop in my Balloon. And in hindsight here, I have Flash Cannon on this Heatran with Lava Balloon, Earth Power, Flash Cannon, and Stealth Rocks, but my dumb self, I know he has a Latios with Defog, but I go for the Rocks, you know, for just residual damage across different turns. And at this point, I'm just going to switch into my Zapdos in taking the upcoming Earth Power, because, I mean, kill Heatran, am I right? And for some reason, here's the misplay. I decided to stay, and, you know, it's like, I can take this. I am a physically defensive Zapdos gone. I'm sorry, Zapdos. Now, this makes a huge problem for me with his, combination of two Dwagons. So I go into Rule 34 the Lopunny here, and I hit that Mega Evolution button, and I predict this Garchomp, and I go for the Ice Punch. This Garchomp is special according to regular Bulky Chomp, in my opinion at least. I haven't seen that variation of Bulky Chomp before. So I am gonna go here real quick for the Ice Punch, you know, because I predicted, because I was smart. I felt like a genius at this moment. And he takes it pretty fine, so physical offensive, Rough Skin Rocky Helmet, which is gonna do, let's see, it's gonna do 40 points of damage. Now, he goes for Endure. Now, in case you don't know what Endure is, it's basically making yourself a Focus Sash or a Focus Band and living on 1%. In which he does, and I lose another set of 40 HP. Which is going to rock me down to 60%. And now hitting him again will put me at 20, but you know, I'm just like, you know, fucking kill this thing. Right? Because he could have gotten Rocks up, he could have Dragon Tailed in case it switched. It was like, the options, he could have done a lot, like, he could have Earthquake for all that matter if I switched wrong. So he's going to go out into Talonflame here, and here I predicted him to, like, go for Roost because of the Rocks. But instead he just ups to go for the Brave Bird and take out my Lopunny, which is another huge offensive threat on my team, which I just sacked off, just like, sure, Scizor checks. What are those? I don't need them or anything. So now I have a struggle against both Kyurem Black and Scizor, which is putting me at a huge disadvantage. So I switch in Game Boy H2O here as he goes for the Roost, and I'm going to hit the Hydro Pump because I predicted him to go for the Roost, so Volt Switch would be neutral and it wouldn't do anything. So I'm just going to go for Hydro Pump here, and at this point, this battle, Joe would probably win this battle because, you know, in the end, I would have probably missed one and he would have roosted up again and it would have started from scratch, and I would run out of Hydro Pumps before he ran out of Roosts. So he could sit here and Roost stall me all day, but instead he's just gonna Will-O-Wisp me, trying to burn my little Game Boy washing machine. As I go for the Volt Switch here, you know, just trying to get some, trying to get out, predicting him to like Roost or something, just so I can get better momentum. But in the end, all I do is give my boy Joey here all the momentum in this game because it kills Talonflame, so I have to switch first, and I'm like, oh well, shit. Which basically says, here's my Scizor. You want him? Hi, how you been? Now, Scizor Kyurem Black really does not do well against this team, unless I manage to like work my way around him. I need to take him out, and I only have one thing that has Fire Move. So he goes for Roost here with his bulky Scizor, and I was thinking about burning it. I had the thought of burning it, but in the end, I was like, I don't know, maybe. I think damage or burn. Damage or burn. I up to go for the Hydro Pump though, but I miss. And I'm just like, oh my, Rotom. Buddy, Rotom. You can't be missing. That could have been crucial, boy. Don't miss like that. So he switches into his Latias here, and I get my leftovers of recovery. Now, I think on this turn he went for Defog after the burn damage stuff. I think he went for the Defog here. Yes, he did, as I up to go for the Pain Split, you know, trying to keep my Rotom at least a little bit healthy because I am pretty low and he has like almost full HP, so I can get a lot of HP back. And Latias has more HP than Rotom normally, so he can get at least above half. And I can respect that hell right now. We're sitting at a clean above 100, but then Burns can take us back down to like, I don't know, maybe 80 something. Yeah, 81. Wow, look at me. Now he's gonna go for a Psyshock here, and I'm like, okay, Rotom, you can take one. I think you should be fine. That's the game we play. It's the game we play. You're just gonna have to deal with it. So he's LO. I'm assuming LO bulky? Bulky offensive? Now I switch into Weavile because it's basically Weavile coming in, doing some damage, and then balling. So I knock off his Latios, and that takes his Latios out. Simple as that. Now Weavile is doing some work, but this thing is basically preventing him from doing anything. And I decided to just stay in at this point because I can't keep this cycle going, because if I switch, he's going to U-turn, get into something better for my Mon, he can do chip damage, and then in the end, I'm just going to lose that battle. So I just decided to sack off my Weavile, just like the battle with Slacks, but then I did a turn 1 because I'm an idiot. So he switches into Manaphy here. I'm like, okay, Latios, can you do some work? Hopefully, maybe drop a Draco. I'm battling Joey, and I'm the one dropping Dracos. Yeah, I think that's kind of funny. Now, I'm the one dropping Dracos here. Manaphy's just gonna look at that Draco meter and be like, bruh, leave me alone. What are you doing? What are you... Here, catch him. Yeah, be cold. Freeze. Now, when I said freeze, I didn't mean literally. Now, Manaphy, that was kind of rude. Now, a true buddy, a true lad, a true friend, would scald to free me. No. Joey switches out. He switches out here into his Scizor, and Latios is still frozen. It's like, Latios, hello? Oh, you thaw out. Oh, thank you. So I just go for Surf here because I figured that would do the most damage since Psyshock and Draco resisted. Shadow Ball has less damage than Surf. So Surf all in all is the most damaging move. As he just goes for a U-turn here to take me out and switch into his Kyurem Black. And I only have my Heatran left, and Heatran doesn't even have its balloon anymore, so that is going to be a game. Because he's going to go for EP or Earth Power, and y'all know unless you shuck a train, you can't take that. And I believe from his video, which went up yesterday, and of course there will be a link to Joey's stuff in the description below, but I think he said that was max special attack and modest, LO. He had 3 life orbs on him, I think. But yeah, that was an LO Godzilla with the Earth Power Max Special Attack Modest, so there was no chance for Heatran to take that. But I want to say good game, Joey. I really appreciate it. I think I did some good plays and some decent plays, you know, a little bit back and forth. But I definitely misplay with Latios, or not Latios, Zapdos, so go ahead and bash me in the comment section for that. But I want to thank you guys for watching. If you have enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like button down below, as your support is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.